Good evening, I am Melissa Khan with your Monday, March 15th edition of News and Dab. First up, sugar workers call on Guy Suku to come to the bargaining table and discuss wages increases for workers. More in this report.
Sugar workers from Blaymont and Iflot estates today held a picketing exercise outside of the administrative offices of Blaymont and Albion, calling on Guy Suku to bring an end to what the union calls its protracted procrastination regarding wages and salary negotiations. According to the union, several months ago, Gao and Guy Suku resumed discussions on wages and salary improvements. Gao said unfortunately days turned into weeks and then weeks into months as the workers and the union await a response from the Sugar Corporation. In a correspondence on January 28, Gao reminded the corporation of its undertaking to respond to the union and the workers. At a meeting on March 9th, Gao and Guy Suku resumed discussions. At that time, given the protracted period, the union and the workers had high expectations that they would have received a firm position from Guy Suku. Their expectations were dashed as the corporation sought the union to table proposals on wages and salaries for the years 2019, 2020, and 2021.
It's your new secret. The all-in-one weapon for perfecting imperfections and capturing flawless skin. A lot of brands forget women of color or just don't understand that we come in all shades. From caramel to ebony, there's such a range. Iman Cosmetics is for every woman and features a line of skincare products and cosmetics including 16 foundation shades, powder, concealer, lipstick, blush, eyeshadow, highlighter, and BB cream. Visit us at Lot 75, Swamp Section, Rosal Town. That's behind the market. Or call 337-4422 or 688-9249.
Family violence is violence directed at another family member.
It can be physical, verbal, sexual, and more. Family violence leads to despair, destruction, and death.
It can happen to both men and especially women from any background. Children are especially vulnerable. And the stress and isolation due to the COVID-19 pandemic can increase family violence. Family violence is illegal in Guyana. If you or someone you know is experiencing gender-based violence, family-based violence, or sexual harassment, contact the Women and Gender Equality Commission at 231-5276 or 231-5298.
Or put an anonymous note in the post office boxes at the Guyana Human Rights Commission Building, the Guyana Post Office Corporation, the National Library, the Georgetown Public Hospital, and the University of Guyana.
Welcome back. Pressure mounting for Sweetman Rudy to be removed from the Linden Hospital. Here's that report. Nurses from the Linden Hospital complex today to protest action in front of the Ministry of Health as they continue to demand the removal of the hospital's CEO, Rudolph Small.
And these comments that he has made has resulted in breakage of family, separation of family, disrespect to our healthcare workers. And all we're asking for is for him to be removed from the Linden Hospital complex so that the workers can resume duty. The decision to rescind that letter, it was very insensitive. Since putting Mr. Small, who made those comments, to work with the said workers, these workers are no longer motivated to work with him. These workers are not motivated to work with him. So we cannot have a situation, put these workers in an environment which is unhealthy, to work with somebody who will continue to abuse them, who will continue to discriminate against them. We cannot have such an environment created for our workers.
Small accused the nurses of abandoning their posts to be with their sweet man. Small has since apologized for his statement. However, the union has said that it was not acceptable as the CEO was very disrespectful to the nurses. Melissa Khan, News in Depth.
Range. Iman Cosmetics is for every woman and features a line of skincare products and cosmetics including 16 foundation shades, powder, concealer, lipstick, blush, eyeshadow, highlighter and BB cream. Visit us at Lot 75 Swamp Section, Rosal Town. That's behind the market. Or call 337-4422 or 688-9249.
Sexual harassment is any unwelcome act, comment, gesture, or physical contact.
Street harassment is sexual harassment, but it is no joke. A woman's dress or behavior must not cause sexual harassment.
Sexual harassment is unacceptable, unwanted, unfair, and unlawful.
And in our COVID-19 crisis, the risk of violence and sexual harassment is even higher.
If you or someone you know is experiencing gender-based violence, family-based violence, or sexual harassment, contact the Women and Gender Equality Commission at 231-5276 or 231-5298.
Or put an anonymous note in the post office boxes at the Guyana Human Rights Commission Building, the Guyana Post Office Corporation, the National Library, the Georgetown Public Hospital, and the University of Guyana.
And before we go, 4-month-old baby dies after father foot was rested on her abdomen. More in this report.
The death of a 4-month-old baby is under investigation by the Guyana Police Force. The child has been identified as Kylie Atkinson of Annandale, Essequibo Coast. According to a police report, the child's mother, when she walked to breastfeed her baby, saw her husband's right foot was on Kylie's chest and belly and a whitish substance coming from Kylie's mouth. The child was motionless. The mother said she then woke her sleeping husband and they took Kylie to the Saudi hospital where she was seen and examined by a doctor on duty and pronounced dead. That incident occurred Sunday morning. The baby resides with her 17-year-old mother, 18-year-old father, and 23-month-old sister in the lower flat of a 2-storied wooden and concrete building. According to the mother of the child, the father normally consumes alcohol and returns home intoxicated. On Saturday around 20:10, she alleges that he returned home under the influence of alcohol and went into the kitchen where he fell asleep on the floor. She retired to bed with the 2 children. He then joined them in the bed where the incident occurred. The police investigations are ongoing.
And that has brought us to the end of our news for tonight. For these and other stories, visit our website at rdproductiongy.com or our Facebook and Instagram page at Royston Joyce Production. On behalf of our news team, thank you for joining us and do join us again tomorrow for more news. Good night.